And we are back for the TWC Show live on Ruckus Avenue Radio or wherever else you listen to podcasts. But if you have Dash Radio, we're on Ruckus Avenue Radio, guys. Real quickly, before we get into things, once again, if you have not joined the Discord, the Wrestling Misfits Discord, join it. We're almost near 1,000 people in the Discord. We're always talking about wrestling, sharing memes, having conversations, debates, arguments, just having a good old time in the Discord. It's make sure that our community stays together, the TWC family stays together. If there's ever an instant again where the page goes down or some shit happens, we'll all be together in the Discord, still connected. And you guys are able to plug your own guys' stuff, plug your own merch, plug your own projects, all that stuff with a community of just wrestling fans. So guys, click the link in my bio. The Discord community link is there. Make sure you click it and join. It's easy, guys. You can mute the notifications, come in when you want, leave when you want, all that fun stuff. And you get direct access to me. So if you have questions, doesn't ask me anything section, you drop it in there. I will answer your question. I will help you with whatever you need help with and all that fun stuff. Next up, dude, everything up in the link in my bio, whether it's the articles, the TWC show, the YouTube channel. Click everything, support, follow, fun. We have a stacked roster here today on the TWC show. Obviously, once again, the usual, the one and only Danial Ali.
So, Wrestling Classic.
TWCshop.com, go do the thing. Also returning this week, after being banned for so many weeks, Subway Mania's one and only Tim Hann Rivera. What's going on, bro?
Yo, take your vitamins, man. Take your vitamins, man.
And that's Tim's advice to kick off the show.
Take vitamins, man. That shit good for you.
That shit is good for you. And last but not least, the one, the only, on my mind, Chalkline's top ambassador at the moment, the champion himself, the king.
We're that way.
Talk to me, baby.
What is going on? What's going on, everybody? How's everyone feeling about this week? It's been an interesting week of wrestling, to say the least.
It's been wild, man. It's been wild.
We're officially on the road to WrestleMania.
Hell yeah.
These are starting to play out. We have two of the biggest, I don't want to say two of the biggest, but we have the two main events in my mind already given to us. We now know that Brock's going to challenge Roman, and Ronda made herself clear that she wants to challenge Charlotte. So, like, wrestling's kind of, the picture's getting painted, but, like, let's start with, I guess, Ronda and Charlotte. Like, are you guys shocked that Ronda Rousey picked Charlotte Flair over Becky Lynch for this WrestleMania? I know there's rumors that they want to do Becky and Ronda next year, but it seems like by that point, like, I know there's potential that we would still care, but I feel like by that point you're stretching it. But how do you guys feel?
I think, like, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I feel like it is stretching it. I feel like the perfect time to do Becky versus Ronda would have been right now, because, you know, you got to strike when the iron's hot, and I feel like WWE feel to capitalize on that, because you know, I feel like Ronda Rousey and Charlotte have no chemistry against each other. Like, I mean, there could be, but from what we've seen right now so far, I feel like there's still there are things that need to be, like, worked on a little bit, like promos and, like, other things. And it also makes me wonder, like, where's Sasha gonna fit into all this? Because personally, I thought, like, you know, like, Sasha versus Charlotte would have been the match. You know, that would have been main eventing night one. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So it makes me intrigued as a fan to see.
And they even played into the fact where they had Charlotte kind of be like, if she's gonna pick her opponent, she picked Sasha. She called her out, like, Sasha, no, out here. Come here, sign the contract week. That brought up Ronda, and then Ronda made her, you know, intentions clear to face Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Koley, I know you're also a big Sasha fan. I love your videos of you yelling at Sasha from the crowd, trying to get her attention. A few times you've gotten her attention. I think in the last one, I think I almost died when it sounded like you were about to get into tears at the end. I was about to cry. This is tremendous. Guys, if you haven't already, go follow King Koley on Instagram.
Yo, bro, Koley right now got it, man.
When Sasha lost, like, it took the air out of me when she got eliminated, and I was just like,
time out! You were at the Rumble. That's what.
Yeah.
Bro, I thought she was gonna win.
I was a big Sasha fan. She came out number one, and even though, like, that kind of scared me, I'm like, oh, she's probably not gonna win. She came out as number one. I'm like, maybe she'll be like the Iron Woman and make it all the way to the final four. It could have been Sasha, Ronda, Charlotte, and, like, Bianca. Like, that's a fan. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Shayna and Rhea too. Don't get me wrong, they could have been there in the final six. But I'm like, that's a solid final four: Sasha, Charlotte, Bianca, and Ronda. But then Sasha got eliminated. I'm like, I felt the same way. I was kind of like, oh, like what?
Yeah.
Especially the way they booked the SmackDown right before it. But anyways, how do you feel about all of that I just brought up about the Rumble since you were there live, and then also Ronda's decision to pick Charlotte?
Like I said, it should strike with the iron was hot with Becky and Ronda, because they already got a few. Even like the promo was already better on Monday when it came with Ronnie and Rebecca, and I love it when Becky called Ronda a weirdo for some strange reason. I always laugh out of that, you big weirdo. But like I said, like it's a better thing. Like, okay, Ronda didn't get her one-on-one with Becky. She lost her belt with it. It made more sense. I was like, it was. And then, like, of course, you know me, I want Sasha to go against Charlotte. I want Sasha to be in the main event or get her title shot and win. But like I said, it just don't make sense to me with Charlotte and.
So for me, like, everyone knows I'm a Sasha Banks fan. I'm a mark for Sasha. I've been since like 2014, 13. Before she was even the boss, I was like, this chick has something that's intrigued me here in NXT. Used to air in Canada every week before the network was even a thing. And like, I fuck with Sasha heavy, obviously. And I wanted Sasha and Charlotte mainly because we're in Dallas again. It's an arena where they had the triple threat with Becky. I always said that felt like it was Sasha's night. The Eddie-inspired gear, the first time she hit the frog splash, she came out with Snoop Dogg, pink confetti. The Divas title becoming the women's title. Like, everything about that whole situation was like, this should be Sasha's night. And then Charlotte won. And I was there live for that. That was the first WrestleMania I went to as an adult. And I say as an adult because I did go to 19 as a kid. But as a grown adult, WrestleMania 32 was the first WrestleMania I went to. And I wore a goddamn Sasha Banks shirt to this WrestleMania, because I don't know if you remember, WrestleMania 32 was kind of like, it kind of got screwed over from a plethora of injuries. Like, Seth was out, Orton was out, a bunch of people was out. I'm never gonna say I disliked Roman, but I didn't really care about Roman Triple H that much. Like, cool, but like whatever. I was hyped for Dean and Brock, but still, like, whatever. Like, for me, the main event of that night, and don't get me wrong, once again, I was hyped to see The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I was hyped to see Shane McMahon. The second option would have probably been an Undertaker or Shane McMahon shirt. But the biggest match of that night for me was the Charlotte Sasha Becky match. That was the main event to WrestleMania 32 for me. And if we were like 2-3 years forward, or even right now, and that match was to happen, that would be the main event. But back then, it was the beginning of the women's revolution. But I thought that was Sasha's night. If you walked up to AT&T Stadium in 2016, the three faces in the center of the poster weren't Triple H and Roman Reigns. It was Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky. Like, it was a big moment for women's wrestling. And listen, Charlotte winning ever, and I've learned this a long time ago, Charlotte winning will always get heat, and they'll always troll the fucking fans.
Yeah.
So it's I understand why they make that the decision sometimes. And I actually fuck with it because I'm also a Charlotte fan. Don't get me wrong. I just thought that was Sasha's night. That all being said, the fact that they're in the same arena, they're both so much more seasoned. When you think about SmackDown, in the last couple of times when Charlotte first showed up on SmackDown and took the belt, who was the first person that confronted her after that little belt sequence between her and Becky? It was Sasha. When Charlotte was talking shit in the ring the night before the Royal Rumble, but there's nobody on her level, and Natty came out and Shotzi came out, who actually came out and seemed like they were on Charlotte's level? Sasha. So you have her come on the Rumble and get her eliminated early. You continue to make Charlotte, and listen, Charlotte is a star. Charlotte deserves to be where she is, but you continue to make Charlotte look like the star that's outside of everybody else's league. And not only do you not give us the Charlotte and Sasha match, which we've been hearing great things about all like last 3-4 months about the house shows and them having bangers on the house shows, Ronda just decides to come back for the Rumble, which is cool. But you have her face Charlotte. I'm not gonna lie, when Ronda first showed up, I thought the WrestleMania match that was gonna happen the WrestleMania once after Ronda showed up. So it was WrestleMania 34. But I thought WrestleMania 35 should have been Charlotte versus Ronda. I did. Because if you look back at it, it was supposed to be Becky versus Ronda at the Survivor Series. And then I'm like, oh, by WrestleMania, it'll be Charlotte and Ronda. Obviously, things got all mixed up. Becky got hurt. It was Charlotte and Ronda at Survivor Series. Then it ended up being the triple threat at WrestleMania. But everything pointed in the direction of Ronda facing Becky in my mind, too. Like the fact that everybody said that pin at WrestleMania 35, it didn't even look like Ronda's shoulders are both down. Nobody, not a single person in this company has pinned Ronda but Becky Lynch. And Becky talked so much shit in that promo on Monday, to the extent of like, Charlotte didn't say anything that would make Ronda be like, oh, I need to beat the fuck out of this bitch. Pardon my French, but like Charlotte didn't say anything that made you feel that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Becky said some shit where you're like, oh, Ronda's gonna want to kick her ass. Becky's basically saying, you can't beat me, you're scared of me, yada yada yada. but she picked Charlotte. Like, are we in for a swerve, or is this what's happening?
I'd love to see Swerve at this moment. Please.
I feel like they don't got chemistry though. Charlotte and Rousey. I feel like.
Well, to your point, because everyone that's like, oh, they had that banger at Survivor Series. I'm like, you gotta like also point out the fact that they whipped out kendo sticks that turned into a scrap. Like, it's easy to make something a lot more entertaining when it turns into a scrap. Do we think Charlotte and Ronda like one-on-one is something that would be like, are they gonna mesh? Because Charlotte's good at what Charlotte does, but Charlotte's good when she works with other good performers.
Yeah,
You know
Rousey.
what I
I don't know. She's good, but she got her own style. Like,
and it works with other people that can work with a style where Ronda doesn't seem, because I'm not dissing Charlotte. I'm dissing the fact that maybe I'm dissing Ronda low-key because I'm trying to say that Ronda's not really like a worker.
yeah, but you saw her punches at the Rumbles. It was not like I feel
trash.
like she wasn't selling. Like she wasn't selling the hits, and
She's not wrestling all year. She hasn't been training all year. She hasn't been in the ring a bunch. Like, my point, I'm not trying to say Charlotte can't work unless she's working. I'm saying like Charlotte can work, but she needs like she's good working with other good workers.
Yeah.
Ronda's not
Charlotte
technically a good worker. Yeah, like Ronda's not the greatest worker. Like I almost feel like the triple threat protected the flaws that Ronda might have had.
Yeah.
And the way she falls out the ring, it's like messy. I mean, again, like I like Ronda Rousey, but I'm just,
My favorite Ronda match is the one against Sasha at the Rumble. Like, literally.
That was her best match.
I think that was better than the match with Charlotte and the triple threat.
Yeah. Right.
The pop she got at the Rumble was great. Oh, my bad.
Does Sasha come back, challenge Ronda for Saudi or something?
SummerSlam? Like, who knows?
Like, where does Sasha fit in? Like, is she gonna face Trish or Lita or something? Like, where does Sasha fit in now?
Bro, I'm good. I don't want to see Lita again, bro.
I guess like, so after Ronda confronted Becky, Lita came out, and I was like, because obviously the rumors were going around that Lita's gonna face Charlotte. Like, they teased it. Everyone got hyped. I never got hyped about that. I didn't want to see it, but people were like
that's something I don't want to see, bro. I feel like we don't need to see that. Trish and Charlotte maybe, or Trish and Becky, but I feel like they already did what they did, bro. Like,
I think the ship sailed, right?
Yeah.
They already came back like mad times. Like, it's like
when they came back in 2018, like they really should have done Sasha and Bailey versus Lita and Trish back then, and that's it. Other than that, like, and honestly, like, as much as I would love to see Sasha versus Trish Stratus. I know Sasha wants it, like I know Mercedes wants it, but like I'm also like, well, like it's okay if Trish's last match was against Charlotte in Toronto, like she kind of wanted it to be.
Yeah, that would be fine. I feel like Trish got it.
In Toronto, like she already had the match in Toronto. Like if she comes back out of retirement, like what is she gonna do? Wait till they get back to Toronto again to have another retirement match? Like,
yeah. But Canada's closed, right? Because of the pandemic, right? They can't do nothing.
I don't think show wise, I don't think they can. But like,
they have a live tour coming up in March. But I mean, like other than
they're supposed to be in Toronto for house shows in like December, and they have to like postpone it to March. Yeah, like this is
they got some shit for Canada though. On the road to WrestleMania. I was just looking at that. So.
Like Lita came back. Lita's gonna face Becky in Saudi, which is like okay, cool, but like
filler.
One, nobody believes Lita's gonna win, and like I don't believe it. I can't remember a time in my entire life where I was like, man, I wish we got Lita versus Becky, but I also don't see Becky Lynch the same way I think a lot of other fans see Becky Lynch. And I mean, the fans that bought into the propaganda, because I like Becky. I think Becky's sick, but then once Becky became the Machine's Becky.
John Cena Becky.
Yeah, once it became John Cena Becky, I was just kind of like, okay.
It's like, like we need to. I didn't believe that Doudrop was going to beat her. I don't believe that Lita's going to beat her. So it's just like.
When was the last time there was someone that you believe, like even Liv, like for a minute I thought maybe they'd give Liv a chance, but when they were going to the rematch, I'm like, it's over now.
Yeah, exactly. Like the last person that was believable was Bianca.
Yeah.
If Ronda's challenging Charlotte, are we just all in the same consensus that Bianca's probably gonna get back to Becky?
Long-term storytelling, yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, Bianca, they can't violate Bianca, man. I'm glad, but like I said on the last show, like I'm glad they didn't make Bianca look weak when she was fighting Ronda Rousey. Like Bianca was holding it down and everything. So I'm like, all right, they ain't try to like play her or nothing. Like
yeah, and I feel like they've continued to protect Bianca. She hasn't really lost since losing to Becky. I read somewhere today, and I didn't, because obviously, like I've told the story a bunch of times. Like I wasn't the biggest Bianca fan. Not that I disliked Bianca. I wasn't watching NXT when Bianca was on NXT, and then when she came up, I didn't have the same hype everybody else had for her, because I was like, I don't like she's
Damn, bro.
And then when she I think it was the what feud was it that I like? Oh, it was their Sasha feud. Like WrestleMania really changed my mind of Bianca. I'm like, oh, I fuck with like this was, because I can't sit there until even when she was feuding with Bayley when she first came up, I can't tell you, I can't remember a single match from that feud. Supposedly she had some bangers, but for me, flew right over my head. Like, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until the Sasha feud where I was like, oh, I fuck with Bianca. And Bianca's killed as a champion. She's a great champion. She's got the look. She can wrestle. She can fucking wrestle. Like, she's good in the ring. She had a match with Liv Morgan, tribute to the troops, and it was better than any match that Becky's had with Liv Morgan. Bianca can work, and that's something that's for sure. I think she needs a redemption for SummerSlam, and I read somewhere earlier today that nobody's ever kicked her out of the KOD, and I'm like, oh, I never knew that.
Bro, she could pick us up, all of us, bro. She could pick us.
No, she's a beast.
She could, yeah.
My point was I didn't know much about her, and I wasn't the biggest fan, so I didn't realize that nobody's ever kicked out of the KOD. I didn't know if anyone kicked out of it in NXT or anything, but literally, supposedly, allegedly, nobody's ever kicked out of it.
That's good though. There's a story right there. I mean, who's gonna kick out of the KOD, right? There's a story established.
100%. But Bianca and Becky is the move, right?
Yeah.
Bianca and Becky, yeah, facts.
Hands down, easy. Who else is gonna be? It's nobody.
Yeah, she that lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be fire? Would it be fire?
Huh?
Would it be fire? It's the right thing to do, but would it be fire? I don't know.
That's a thing.
Would the match be fire?
I was at Extreme Rules when they fought at Extreme Rules, and that was a good match until Sasha came out, and
which was fine because it was whatever, and it led to the triple threat, which was a banger in Saudi, and then we just it was a SummerSlam issue that was whatever, but. I just feel like she never really got the redemption for them. Becky never beat Bianca. She just kept getting DQs or snuck away outside of the triple threat. But even then, I think Becky got the pin on Sasha through.
I mean, I don't know if you guys caught it, but I think it was last week on Raw or the week before that. But Bianca beat Becky in a dark match, in 13.
Yeah, it was last week after Lita came out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I count that, but I mean,
yeah, if it's not on TV. It's not in the books.
Like I said, they plan to see. Like I said, that she made sure that Doudrop beat Bianca, and and made sure that Doudrop fought at Royal Rumble. So it's Seeds Planet. So it's like I said, it's long-term storytelling.
Yeah,
gotta sell on it. I hope they execute.
Bianca gotta get the belt back, man.
Speaking about long-term, and on that, before we switch to go notes, I was speaking on long-term. I was gonna bring up something, but I do think whatever Sasha does, she'll be fine because she is Sasha Banks. I do think all 4 horsewomen are kind of untouchable at this point. You can't really hurt. I know some people are oh, Sasha's fucked. They're separating Charlotte from the pack. I'm just I think all 4 women are just kind of untouchable. They really. Charlotte wasn't even on WrestleMania last year, and it didn't even phase her. It wasn't even people don't even remember because she does so much all throughout the year. It's oh, she wasn't on WrestleMania. You just assume she was, but she wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, she wasn't? What the fuck? So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I do hope Sasha gets some sort of a relevant, solid match because she's had a hell of a year, and she's really is I tried to explain this to someone the other day. I'm Charlotte's big. Charlotte's a star. Charlotte's probably the bar of women's wrestling in the WWE. If you want to make a name for yourself, you need to go through or work with Charlotte Flair. Point blank. I think that's true. Sasha Banks, I feel gives almost every woman on that roster their best match because she will sell for them like crazy. She bounces around like Dolph Ziggler, Shawn Michaels. She looks like she's hurting herself. She will lose to you, and it's okay. But there's also always a threat that she can beat you.
Yeah.
And that makes it a really perfect start. Whereas sometimes with Charlotte, it's just almost you're just in the scare that she's gonna win regardless of the fact. With Sasha, you're still on the she could win, she could lose, anything could happen here vibe.
Hell yeah.
My thing with Sasha compared to Charlotte is Charlotte is big in the wrestling bubble. If you are a wrestling fan, you fuck with Charlotte Flair. You know who Charlotte Flair is if you aren't a wrestling fan or a kind of a mid old school casual fan that used to know Ric Flair, that's Ric Flair's daughter. You know who she is. But she's more huge in the wrestling bubble. You know what I mean? If I went to ask my buddy who doesn't watch wrestling, and I was well, you know who Charlotte Flair is? He might be oh, Ric Flair's daughter or some shit because they have the same last name, but he might not know who Charlotte Flair is. I'm starting to feel like Sasha low key is kind of transcending the bubble a bit. People outside of wrestling are starting to know who the Sasha Banks woman is. Whether it's because she's on Hot Ones, or she's doing commercials, she's introducing like the football thing that happened, or she's on the Mandalorian, or she's Snoop Dogg's cousin. She's at the the ESPY. She's here. She's popular, and it's like almost like she's and I'm making this comparison so you guys realize I'm not trying to like shit on like Charlotte Flair. It's kind of hard to make the comparison too because they're actually both huge outside of the bubble. Charlotte's more like Triple H to an extent. Like she's popular, but she's wrestling popular. Whereas Sasha's heading in that like kind of like the Stone Cold Rock, like they're like just pop culture. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what somebody. Yeah. But somebody said that Charlotte is Stone Cold, and I
was gonna say Stone Cold, but I feel like even the most casual non-wrestling fan knows who
Charlotte lit. Charlotte lit, bro.
Bro, Charlotte's a shit.
Charlotte, bro.
Charlotte here's the best example, I should probably say. Charlotte's Ric Flair, and Ric Flair's super popular in pop culture today, but I'm saying like say back in the 1980s or the 1990s. Charlotte is Ric Flair. Sasha's like Hulk Hogan. One's like pop culture popular, like people know them that don't even watch fucking wrestling. The other one's like wrestling popular. Ric Flair's wrestling popular.
Good damn face.
Hulk Hogan, bro? Come on, bro. Bro.
Macho Man. Sasha's like Macho Man.
Bro, do you know how much money Hogan had sold, bro?
Sasha's like Macho Man, like Slim Jim endorsements and shit. I'm not saying actually like Hogan. I'm saying like popularity wise. We're talking about money.
Nah, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one, bro.
I'm saying popularity level.
I would say Rock. I would say Rock and Triple H. That comparison.
Yeah, I'll say Rock.
Who's number one selling tickets right now? Oh yeah, probably Sasha. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, in all of WWE or in women.
Like if you're little girls I know that really fuck with Sasha Banks, like buy her merch, sub.
I would say yeah. Oh yeah, nah, you're right.
And now she's got figures that aren't even WWE figures. She's got figures under the Star Wars banner.
Yeah, like Bobby shit. Too.
Like she's gone above and beyond that.
And then she got all these fans, like especially when she came out to the Sailor Moon thing, like all of the
anime fans now jumped on her.
You're right.
Yeah, Sasha's like and that's the thing that people don't understand, because if you're just a wrestling fan, like if I was just a wrestling fan, I didn't give a fuck about the rest of pop culture. Charlotte's the fucking star. Mm-hmm. She's the bar in that division. Like nobody can touch Charlotte. But when I think of wrestling as a whole, like if I was talking to some, like, I have buddies that don't know or watch wrestling, but they know I'm a wrestling fan, and they'll be like, "Yo, that Sasha girl you post though, like." You know what I mean? Like,
but Pete, there's people that don't watch wrestling, but they know who the Bella Twins are.
Well, but the Bella Twins are another example of women that surpass wrestling. They're not just popular in the bubble. They're popular because of E Network. They're popular because Total Bellas. They're Wine, Dancing with the Stars, America's Got Talent. They transcended the bubble, and I'm thinking, like in my mind, I think Sasha's transcended the bubble. My humble opinion, I don't think Charlotte has. Do you think Charlotte transcended the bubble?
I don't know, bro. Hell yeah. Charlotte is dead lit, bro. And
I feel like Charlotte's like sports and wrestling. I don't think Charlotte's like. I don't think I'm
one. Sports wrestling, yeah.
I don't feel like I'm flipping the channels. I'm gonna see Charlotte in a music video. I feel like
you see that ESPN.
And I feel like, I'm saying like Sasha's on BET, like she's on regular television. Like Sasha's on a commercial on a regular channel. Like that's like when Fox got AEW. Wow. When Fox got WWE and SmackDown,
man's out of the loop
on their network, and they did like their first commercial. Do you remember their Super Bowl commercial? Do you remember Fox's Super Bowl commercial last year?
No, I don't.
They had a Super Bowl commercial that was in collaboration with like Pizza Hut or something, and the only two people in that commercial was Sasha Banks and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I remember that.
They know who's selling them the most fucking merch in each division.
Sasha's the one that's gonna sell it.
Yeah, Sasha be him, but that Hogan comparison is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
This guy's still
talking about Hulk Hogan, talking about Hollywood Hogan, and one of his biggest rivals. He decided to return this week to challenge Roman Reigns to a match in Saudi Arabia. It was Hogan? None other than Bill Goldberg.
Oh, I was like Hogan.
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg returned.
That good, bro. Goldberg gotta sit down.
Oh man.
Oh wait, you're over. I thought you would be like the biggest, because Tim, we're both equally like WCW marks. I thought you'd be hyped about this.
No.
Yeah, but Goldberg is doing too much now. I did like Goldberg, but he's dead. You gotta chill, bro.
Right.
Koley, how do you feel about Goldberg and Roman?
I was upset. I was like, God damn it! I really threw something at my TV.
That shit's getting whack, bro. Like, come on, man.
Like out of anybody, Goldberg, man.
Isn't this so crazy? You think about all the wrestlers that this company's released in the past 2 years, names, and I'm not saying any of this could have been in the spot, but like there are guys like Keith Lee and like Wyndham Rotunda, The Fiend, and like Karrion Kross and other like that could have maybe been in this spot to an extent that aren't here no more, and yet we're getting Goldberg and Lita and Ronda Rousey.
If Goldberg, I don't know, man. Just like I did like Goldberg, like his 2003 or 4 run. I like the run. That run was fire to me, but
I was a kid, so I
feel
thought
like there's something off about him. I mean, he's obviously older, but like I just feel like there's something off. Like it's just not like
it's not clicking.
Yeah, like.
Did you enjoy his match with Bobby Lashley?
Yeah,
I didn't see it. I saw like the clips that you posted, and I didn't watch the whole.
Did you enjoy the match with Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, I think that was his best match since he's been back. Yeah, since he's been back on this little tour. Yeah, that's it there. Hands down.
What was the point I made earlier about the Charlotte and Ronda match? Was that match was really good because they had the benefit of it being no DQ and being able to scrap all over the place?
That's what it was. And Bobby sold for him like crazy.
So my thing is, if they don't make Roman and Goldberg no DQ or no hold bars or something, it could be really bad.
That's going to be it.
Because I think Goldberg was protected with weapons and being able to fight all around the place and brawl. But if he has to have like a wrestling match in the ring, that's like a wrestling match with like DQs and rope breaks and 5 counts, like I don't think it's gonna be good.
10
minutes, somebody gonna go through the barrier, and it's 10-minute match. You already know how the match gonna go out.
That shit is getting played out. The barricade.
The one thing we know. The one thing we know for sure is someone's going to that barricade on the side of the ring.
Of course.
Why?
I don't. Who I think I was with. I watched the Rumble at my buddy's house. Rain City Toys. Shout out to Rain City Toys, guys. If you guys are looking for action figures, check out RainCityToys.com. And if you're part of our Patreon, you get a discount. But I was at his house and it was Bobby Lashley versus Brock, and he's like, "How much do you want to bet someone's with that side barricade?" Like they ran that spot to death, like to death.
I got a good shot.
Yeah, but I'm not mad that Goldberg is necessarily back because it is the Saudi show, and I understand they like to bring these legends back for the Saudi show. For me, it's just more like I wish the show between the Rumble and WrestleMania was actually meaningful because it does kind of just feel like a bunch of meaningless matches. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Because like Goldberg versus Roman doesn't mean like somehow at WrestleMania it's gonna be Roman versus Brock versus Goldberg triple threat. Like I don't see how it develops the story any more than that. Outside of the fact that Roman gets to beat someone else to add to his list of people that he's beaten, like
Crown Jewel fire pay-per-view like at Crown Jewel, like I'd duplicate that, but for some reason they not. Like they had Edge and the Brock versus that was just a fire at like it's not even lukewarm how terrible this is so far. Nothing's
yeah, so allegedly, like from what I've seen, I don't think there's even gonna be another what's it called? Pay-per-view between this and WrestleMania,
Yo, Koley, what would you do if you got a call and they just say, "Yo, we need you to fight Roman Reigns"? Yeah, that punch was crazy.
I'm the one.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was telling them earlier. I said, "Yo, if there was like a Twitter beef between you and Roman Reigns, I'll be in tune."
I had like a little Twitter beef with MVP, and we went back for a little bit, and I kept posting it because I kept dressing up my stuff. He kept talking about I'm trying to challenge Bobby Lashley. I'm like, man, get the hell on, man.
For real?
No
The MVP, shout out to MVP, man.
No,
I ain't gonna lie, you and Bobby Lashley would be crazy.
And then also the elimination chamber. Brock's in the chamber. How do we feel about that? The chamber has Austin Theory, Seth Rollins. Who else is in there? AJ Styles.
I don't understand why Brock Lesnar is in there, but it's fire.
Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles. I'm missing one person. Who? Riddle.
I think it'll be good though.
There's
I think it's
rumors
gonna
that
be
like Riddle was supposed to win the Rumble if the whole
Man.
thing didn't make a Brock, and then it became the Brock thing. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
They
It's the
played
first time
him.
Brock's ever in a chamber. The first ever chamber with Brock Lesnar. You would assume he's just gonna dominate it, or he's gonna come in late and dominate it.
If he come in first, eliminator, that come out.
You're cutting out a bit, Koley.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, but
Hear me
We
now?
need Kevin Nash to pull up again, like in 2004, into the chamber.
Oh yeah.
but no, I don't know. I'm kind of scared because the narrative that Paul Heyman told in the opening segment of SmackDown of like, Brock wanted champion versus champion, but I took that away from him, so it's not going to be champion versus champion now. Blah 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 blah. It's like, are they just going to go back to it being champion versus champion? Because word is, yes, Bobby Lashley won the title at Royal Rumble, but they had no plans for what to do with Bobby Lashley moving forward.
There's no need for transition. That's the problem.
I mean, it really isn't.
Yeah.
Koley, I'm gonna kick you off for a second and bring you back in. Okay, you're cutting out. Give me a second. Yo,
you hear me?
that's better. But yeah, like, no, I agree. Like, I don't want to see Bobby just lose now. Because then I also, like, my biggest thing about the Rumble that I complained about, you were there live, Koley. Tell me if this is true. I felt like the show almost became all about Brock and Roman, and like nothing else really mattered. They didn't build any other stories or angles, especially in that men's Rumble. Like, nothing really got built. You know? It was cool to see Bad Bunny and stuff, but there was no actual like storylines getting built outside of Brock and Roman.
Yeah.
So you left that event being like the only thing that they really fucking established was Brock and Roman.
Oh.
So like if Lashley loses the belt, because that was the only other thing that kind of happened, I was like, oh, Lashley fucking won the belt again.
Mhm.
Then no other match really feels like, how is anybody on that Raw brand gonna feel important?
Exactly.
Seth, Owens, Lashley, all these people like are just kind of been like they're just there fighting for nothing.
It's it's gonna be dead. Raw is gonna be dead. It's gonna suck.
Riddle as WWE champion would be fire.
I really need, you know what? I'd even be down for like Lashley versus Riddle versus Orton, like a triple threat at WrestleMania or something.
That'd be fire.
You know, I just
That would
really,
be fire, bro.
I really don't need a champion versus champion match at
No.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I definitely listen. I'm a Roman fan, and I've been a Roman fan even when everyone was booing Roman. I just thought he was booked very poorly, but I always liked Roman.
Yeah.
My thing is, I don't need Roman with both belts. It's very unnecessary.
This is what I said. This is my take. And we all know I love belts. So I said, if they go and unify that damn title, they better have a new title sitting right there ringside and gonna debut that new belt right there and be like, okay, this is the champion gonna get the new belt right here. That's the best thing they should be able to do if they're gonna do that, but they're not. That's why I said it's stupid. They're gonna hold the whole company hostage with Roman. Okay, he's the only one that's selling stuff, so they gotta boost the Raw brand.
Yeah, I like Roman as champion. I ain't gonna lie, I don't want that shit to end, bro.
No.
I feel like there's nobody like honestly who could hold it down the way Roman Reigns has been holding it down, like to that level, bro.
No.
Nobody.
Nobody,
They haven't built
bro.
anyone like that. They really haven't.
But can they build somebody like that, bro? Who can be potentially built like Roman Reigns, bro?
Seth
And
Rollins?
John Cena.
I was about to say Seth Rollins, but he ain't gonna be on Roman's level though. But Seth, hot though. Right now, Seth is hot as fish grease right now.
Now, yeah, Seth. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not really.
I mean, they got some legends there that can hold it down, but it's not. They got some legends. There is a thing about like with me with like my feelings towards heel champions and babyface champions. I think it's easier to hold it down at a certain level as a heel champion, because a babyface champion gets boring to me after a while if they keep winning.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hard part. So it would have to be something that's like a good top heel.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of good, like Orton can be a champ and be really, but his time is gone in a sense in that he's been in that position already. In my point, there's AJ Styles, but I don't even know what they're doing.
I feel like if they built up Austin Theory, maybe. And
I feel like Austin Theory too.
I see potential. You know what I mean? Just give it like 2 years.
I mean, give it a few years, maybe Braun Breaker, and if they change a stupid name, you know,
Braun Breaker. Next Johnson.
Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner.
Rick Steiner's son,
his
yeah.
son? Yeah, Rick
Steiner's
son.
But another one that just now they're talking about like AJ Styles versus Lashley at WrestleMania wouldn't bother me either.
No.
Yo, what about how you say his name? Omos?
Omos?
Oh my God!
What about him?
Nah,
That guy.
y'all don't fuck with him. Y'all don't fuck with him.
I do.
I don't like
I
him.
feel like he got potential.
He is terrible. But Kevin Nash is real high on him. But
I know Randy doesn't like him. I know he said something like not directly but indirectly in an interview about him where
maybe
Who?
Randy Orton.
I just like I can't get behind his gimmick either. This is like he be all
Hey,
happy.
give him
He don't even look real.
the outfit kind of it's just like jeans and a tank top. Like that's it. But I feel like if he had a fire costume and like gimmick, like I feel like
Maybe, yeah, why not?
Oh, he's terrible. Get him. Forget him, man.
Damn, Koley.
I hate that guy.
Yo, honestly though, now for can we go back to that topic? Who else? You said Seth Rollins, right? But
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, man. Seth Rollins. He had that shit with J&J.
Drew McIntyre.
Come on, you said Drew McIntyre.
I mean, who else would hold it?
No.
Kevin Owens, Finn Balor.
Oh man.
I mean, Drew is kind of like Drew's a guy that they could put the belt like he was like Lashley though. You could put the belt back on him and it doesn't bother
He's a reliable person, yeah.
Yeah, reliable, but come on, bro.
I don't think he can be built up like Roman, but I mean, like if you want,
he held it down through the pandemic, man.
yeah, I mean, he did hold it down.
But let's give
He's a good I don't want to hate. Like he's a good wrestler, like but I'm just like I got my.
I think it's that dude who can really hold it down. Is that what's his name? A Madcap Moss or something?
Oh my God.
He's got potential.
Who is that?
I can't stand that more.
Matt Moss. I'm gonna look him up.
Oh God.
Matt Moss. That's his name.
It really doesn't know.
Oh my God.
Bro, I'm dead good. He was dead in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. That just made me cringe when you said Madcap. That was not.
Anyways, that's our WrestleMania look so far. The only other thing I want to we're not gonna go into it, but I just want to say if anyone's listening to this that potentially works with the WWE, like, where the fuck are your women's tag teams? Who are Zelina and Carmella supposed to feud against?
Are they tag team champions?
I forgot
there was another belt. I forgot.
Someone's like they don't even defend their tag titles. Yada yada. And I had to comment back. I sat there. I thought for a second. I'm like, can I ask you a question? Who the fuck are they supposed to defend against?
Who the Bella Twins probably come back?
Like that's a real. No, that would be sick if they go that way. But as of on a regular basis, like Raw, SmackDown, like who are they supposed to defend?
I mean, it would be fire. Nah, it would be fire. The Bella Twins win. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be good for business.
That'd be sick too. Like that gives them all a spotlight, a big match. But I'm just saying, on a weekly basis right now, there's really no one for them to defend the tag titles with because there's no tag teams.
I know they broke up everything. That's a prop right there. Like the women's tag titles is a prop.
Yeah, there's no tag teams.
They need to bring back the European Championship.
It's worth. And first off, can we talk about the mid card titles just a little bit? Man? Shinsuke Nakamura hasn't defended that Intercontinental title since September. It's pissing me off.
Oh, really?
He hasn't
for real
since September.
Oh wow!
Wait, who's United States champion?
Damian Priest. He only
still champ.
Oh shit, he's still
at one
paper. But you see how irrelevant it is?
Yeah,
like none of these guys feel like fucking stars.
I don't like the belt.
Shinsuke, but I feel like they just gave the belt to Shinsuke because Shinsuke's popular, and they're like, here, at least you have this belt. Like people can't hate on him.
That's what it is. He hasn't defended in September. Damian Priest defended at one pay-per-view in September at Extreme Rules in that triple threat match with Jeff Hardy and Sheamus.
That happened?
He defended that title 10 times, and it was 4 DQs in the 10 times that he defended the title.
Where's fucking
make mid-card titles relevant.
Yo, this guy got the belt.
Make mid-card titles relevant.
I will say this. I also think they should just make the 24/7 title like a.
That belt go hotter than those titles right now. That's crazy.
They should just make that belt. I know like there's a bunch of men going after shit, but they should just make that belt like a women's
legit.
The women's exclusive. And then the other women that don't get to win anything can win that belt, and they'll be like, "Yo, I won the women's belt."
The FTW belt is more relevant than the Intercontinental and the US.
FTW belt, that shit hard.
Let's talk about the Ricky Starks defended that title against Jay Lethal on Rampage this past week. Did anybody watch Rampage?
Great transition, huh?
Did anybody watch Rampage?
Yeah,
I did.
That was a fire.
I watched half of it.
Yeah. Because I didn't watch Rampage, so I took a few things away from Rampage. One, I heard that match was really well.
Yeah.
It was a good match.
Yeah.
And I also heard that we're low-key getting old Cody Rhodes back. Old Adam Cole back. Like, Adam Cole and Edge.
Oh, promo.
Like he's starting to be serious again, being like, I looked at Lost or Orange Cassidy flicked a switch in his head, like, wait a minute, I'm Adam Cole. I don't lose to people like Orange Cassidy. What is happening here? And he made the claim that he wants to wrestle the world title.
AEW.
Pardon?
His stock has dropped since he's been in AEW.
Oh, and I've said that a bunch. I agree with you fully.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, come on, you gotta get that shit back together, Adam.
Know it's all about the boom. Damn, that thing's so hard though.
Yeah,
That's sick, yeah.
It is. Put the TNT title on him. Let him and Sammy go at it. That would be fire.
Yeah, Sammy had a banger match with Isaiah Cassidy, right? That was supposed to be. That was
Yo, he's supposed to. They saying that Jeff Hardy might pull up, man.
Yeah, who do you guys think this announcement is? This Forbidden Door that my thing is in this whole big announcement, the Forbidden Door is opening, and my thing is like, if it is a Keith Lee, if it is a Jeff Hardy, if it is like anyone that was just in the WWE, I don't really consider that the Forbidden Door opening because they're not with me anymore. It has to be someone from Japan.
They come through that damn thing. I'm like, yeah, they ain't
who?
If Shane McMahon come through that damn,
that would still be valid for the Forbidden Door because now you have a McMahon in WWE.
Bro,
like,
if
that
would happens,
be mind blowing.
That would be insane.
Vince fired Shane. Maybe not even fired. Shane might actually still get in contact, but he got sent home. Supposedly Shane was causing a ruckus backstage at the Rumble. They kind of booked the Rumble around him. Supposedly he was supposed to come out at 29 and it was like be like this big scene, but his music hit at 28. And Randy Orton went to him and said, I'm not going out there to Here Comes the Money.
That would have been hilarious, though.
So
then he had to go out early, and then Randy went out after him at 29. And supposedly, like, he wasn't, like, one of the main producers in the match, but, like, Vince allowed him, like, produce the duties as the match got closer, and he tried to change everything, and even got in a heated argument with Jamie Noble, who's one of the producers of the match. Like, Shane went wild, supposedly, at the Rumble, according to the dirt sheets and the rumor sites, that led to Vince sending him home. He was supposed to be involved in an angle the next night on Raw that was supposed to go to WrestleMania. Many people claim it was supposed to be Shane and Austin Theory, which would have made sense. We've seen so much Vince Austin Theory stuff, but Shane was also pitching other stuff, working with other people. And we did see Shane come in there and eliminate like Ziggler and Kevin Owens. Like he's eliminated some like big names and stuff, and like people were like, "What?" So how do you feel about the whole Shane thing? And do you think Shane could be the Forbidden Door?
Shane come through there. I'm like, they in AEW and WWE is in cahoots. I said, this is the biggest, story in history right here. Like, yeah,
bro,
he gonna say
that'll be fire. Bro, that'll be fire. Shane McMahon. Oh, I think Jeff Hardy. But I feel like Jeff Hardy would make more sense.
But if it was Jeff Hardy, I don't feel like Jeff Hardy is a Forbidden Door. Like we all know he left the company. A Forbidden Door is someone that's like is still working somewhere, but is coming through here. So like, is it like Okada? Is it like a Tanahashi?
I think it's
gonna be White. Is it the Briscoes?
Ooh, if it's Jay White, that would be dope.
I was gonna say that I feel like it's Jay White because I think Tony Khan actually spoke about this. It's not gonna be anybody from WWE. I don't think it's me, Keith Lee. He just got married like 2 days ago. It's not gonna be Gargano. It's not gonna be Gargano. He's having a kid. I mean, it has to be someone from New Japan. You know, it has to. I mean, I don't see it any other way.
It'll be dope if it's Jay White. I'd love it if it's Jay White.
Yeah, it'll be dope. I think business could be done, but I mean, I think the whole Shane O'Mac situation. I mean, if you're really gonna bring a McMahon, I mean, you might as well have him fight CM Punk, right, to see who's the real best in the world.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I don't know.
But like, I do think there could be someone from New Japan, and I do think because it's been teased a lot. They've been cutting promos on each other back and forth. We saw them show up at we saw FTR show up at Ring of Honor's final battle. Like, it could just be the Briscoes. And they're not officially signed anymore, but they're still considered Ring of Honor talent because Ring of Honor is still claiming they're going to come back for WrestleMania weekend. So for the Supercard, but maybe it's the Briscoes.
Could be.
And
I know it's underwhelming. It's underwhelming now. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, maybe makes sense." But like,
but how the Briscoes going to fight Isaiah Cassidy though?
They're going to fight FTR. What's the deal with Isaiah Cassidy?
Oh, my bad. I'm off topic.
You can't jump backwards. He's like, didn't you say Sammy Guevara?
Nah. But I'm saying, but wasn't that the Forbidden Door post towards Isaiah Cassidy?
Oh, because they're gonna be in the tournament, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what.
Then it's Okada.
Or
it could be a new signing, but a new signing from someone that got released from WWE doesn't sound like a Forbidden Door to me. It just sounds like you signed another talent.
Like you said, that doesn't make sense.
Like, so it could be a Jay White. Maybe it's Juice Robinson or someone random from New Japan that they think like we're getting all hyped for it, and next thing was just Juice Robinson. And no disrespect to Juice Robinson, but like, what if it was that?
Yeah, Matt Moss.
Yeah, what if like Brian Myers? Oh my God, Brian Myers is here.
Gonna have Mickey James come over there and see.
Yeah.
Mickey James.
Justin, I know you don't like Mickey James. Come on.
Why are you trying to start this argument again? I don't not
Yo,
like
Koley,
Mickey
yo,
James.
Koley, he
I
just
just don't think that
like
Mickey James is as
bro.
big of a legend as Tim thinks.
Bro, what? Mickey James is dead a legend,
What if
bro.
the Forbidden Door is
Hey,
Jeff
that
Jarrett?
pop was loud at the Royal.
What if
Bro,
the
I'm dead
Forbidden Door
good.
is
If it's
Jeff
Jeff
Jarrett?
Jarrett, I'm dead
That
good,
pop
bro.
was loud. I think he
Jeff
had
Jarrett versus Isaiah Cassie. Tim, you went out of your way to GCW to see Jeff Jarrett live. How do you feel?
No, I did not, bro. I did. Went to GCW. I got a free ticket.
You went to go see Jeff Jarrett?
I didn't, bro. Bro, I did got a free ticket, and then Jeff Jarrett was there. Bro,
You was on my ass when I posted that Jeff Jarrett meme.
Let me tell you something. Koley, let me tell you something. This guy, the first video he sent us was a Jeff Jarrett video.
Yeah, because that shit funny.
Yeah.
Bro, Jeff Jarrett.
He's low-key the biggest Jeff Jarrett fan. Low.
Yeah, you good, bro?
I think his microphone went out.
Yeah, Mike, look at you, bro. Look at you talking shit and your fucking mic fucked up.
No. Tim did that.
Oh, Christ.
Yo, this man said Mickey James is trash, bro.
Whoa, for real?
Bro.
I just don't get the hype because you came from Impact.
Bro, Mickey James is
literally just in the company.
Bro, Mickey James is a legend,
he was literally here like a year and a half ago. It's basically like Mickey James is just in the Rumble again.
Bro, but she history, bro. That's never been done. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, like
that pop was huge though. Like I said, she had
that shit was fire. That shit hard.
The House of Black match against Pac and Pentagon this week. I don't know what is going to be the follow-up. I thought we needed a third member of the House of Black soon, but we haven't. And I'm sure Pac and Penta are going to want retaliation for having this match, and I'm enjoying that feud, and I thought it was a solid match. I actually thought Dynamite this week was pretty good. Like, I enjoyed it from top to bottom. How do you guys feel about this whole, instead of Bryan challenging Moxley, he pitched the idea of them being a team?
That'd be dope. Even though it's going to end up coming into a feud, but it was like, that'd be dope.
I feel like all of them joints always just end up going into like a feud.
I feel like Daniel Garcia can really benefit from this. Like,
I like the idea that like Bryan's trying to make it as if like we should start our own stable. Like we should start our own. Why is there a dinosaur and like a fake Tarzan on the tag champion? Why is a cowboy or world champion? Like we're real wrestlers. We have this. We could take someone like a Daniel Garcia under our wing and make him a star. He's trying to separate the wrestling compared to like the silliness in AEW in a more proper way than say a Dan Lambert's doing, where I find Dan Lambert to be a little bit annoying now and initially it was great, but now it feels very forced and repetitive and redundant. But Bryan's doing like, why they have guys like me and you here, but now they have like a cowboy as a champion and this and that, and I feel like there is something there. There's something interesting, like they can relate on that. Like we're here to kick ass, and those other people here, like, they're just fooling around and getting all the opportunities.
I felt what Daniel Bryan said, and I was saying the other day that Adam Page title run so far, even though it's still early, it's trash right now, and Moxley was like,
Adam Page, I'm that good.
I felt what he was saying. Like, I was like, I mess with.
I'm still gonna die on the hill that I think Bryan should have beat Hangman Adam Page. And Hangman Adam Page should have been on the chase again. And I will down. A lot of people agree with me, and I'm like, but now what is Adam Page doing? He's feuding Lance Archer. Like it's probably gonna end after next week's Texas Death Match. And don't get me wrong, I feel like Adam Cole might be Hangman Adam Page's next opponent. The way that Adam Cole's acting as a great, and that will be sick.
Yeah.
But that being said, I would have been fine if the Bryan, because that's the one thing I'll say about AEW sometimes too, is like they do have good storylines and angles. And we got in a debate about this on either here or somewhere else. So I'm like, they do have good stuff, but then they feel like they rush through it, and then it's like, why'd you go like the stuff like Punk and MJF and MJF? A lot of MJF feuds last long and proper.
I love it.
That, like, how fast did Punk and Eddie Kingston happen? How fast did Punk and Darby happen? Darby's and Sting have feuded almost everybody in the roster in the last 12 months. I feel like, whether it's 2.0, whether it's these guys, like they literally FTR, MJF, like Sting and Darby have just like jumping around fighting people as a team, like. With no continuity, and they're just going around. Ethan Page, we're fighting these guys now. Now we're fighting those guys. Like now, like they're involved with Sammy Guevara, and they're fighting
I hope that be something.
Andrade and Matt Hardy's group. Like it's just like hopping around fighting people. Like there's a lack of. And why is Andrade with Matt Hardy's group? Why is Sammy
Yeah,
not doing
that
I'm pretty sure the inner circle is breaking up next week in the meeting because
Oh, for sure, that's happening.
over Jericho and Sammy's like.
we need Santana and Ortiz to be AEW tag champions.
And you go to the little nugget too. When Sammy was getting attacked on Rampage, allegedly Jericho got up, but he didn't run out down there to help Sammy. Darby guys came out first and got to the ring first, so Jericho sat back down. Well, Sammy bring that up like, hey, why? Like you want to commentate? Why don't you come down and help me? And then Darby guys came like those little seeds that too that I hope you guys picked up. But I'm enjoying AEW. I thought they had a really good show, but I just there's some things like
AEW
are questionable, and I like the way that Bryan and Moxley kind of like picked on those things and said, why don't we show these guys what's really up? Like, we're two legit guys. And I do think it'll end up in a feud, too. And I do think they're going to end up wrestling each other. But
of course.
I liked, and I think Bryan is, over the years, like from like 2015 forward, has become one of the most, one of the better promos in wrestling. And he's really like, says everything he says feels like he's saying it. Even when he was in WWE, where it's very scripted, like it always seemed like Bryan was saying what he was saying. And this was also another really good promo. And then we already kind of talked about the inner circle thing, so we don't need to talk about that. The women's division is, I don't know what's happening.
Shout out to Jade, man. That's it.
Why isn't Paige Van Zandt trying to confront a Britt Baker or a Jade Cargill? Instead, we're getting Paige and Brandy.
Who told you tonight was open night, bitch? Bitch? Is that what she said? I don't know.
Wait, what she said?
She's like, who told you tonight was open night, Mike night, bitch, or something like that.
Yeah, that's Brandy for sure. When Dave Lambert was like a couple of weeks ago.
It's a little tongue twister.
I don't know. Like, I just don't. Is like, are we like? I don't. Brandy Rhodes is a great person. I don't know her personally.
Cool, yeah.
She seems like a cool fucking person. Brandy Rhodes is a character on television.
Trash.
It's so unnecessary.
Trash.
Just like
trash.
Yeah, like
trash, bro.
That was the worst part of the last 2 weeks of TV. Is the time Brandy's.
I can't disrespect the Rhodes family, bro.
Yeah, there's more than one royal family.
It's garbage. Like, yeah, she's garbage, and yeah. They need to
can't disrespect Rhodes.
We're sitting here talking about Charlotte and Ronda and Becky and Ronda and Sasha and Ronda, but does anybody believe that Brandy Rhodes can fight an MMA fighter, a bare knuckle fighter, someone like Paige Van Zandt? Like,
I believe it.
Trash. That exchange was trash.
What do you mean you believe it?
I believe it.
You do not believe it, my guy. Eric Bischoff, I'm back, and I'm better than ever.
Yo, cue the music. Cue the music.
I don't believe it.
But no, yeah, Paige and Brandy. Like, is this something you guys think? Like my thing is this, and I know now. After Rampage, I see that they're kind of trying to build towards Britt and Thunder Rosa again, and I don't know who Jade's feuding with, but there's been a long point where I'm like, I have no idea who either one of these champions are feuding against. That's great that you're giving them matches and they wrestle or they have promos and stuff, but who the fuck is feuding Brett and who is feuding Jade? These are your champions.
And
nobody was.
There don't be no storytelling with them women titles, man. That's the trash part about AEW.
Imagine last week when they were doing the little championship, like, you know, when Britt was celebrating her awards and everything she's done. That was so weird. Imagine Paige Van Zandt came out there and challenged Britt Baker.
Yeah.
And they could have had a match that ended in DQ where Britt won because of the DQ or something, so she still left with the title. Paige didn't lose. But at least you built it something where you're like, oh, Britt versus Paige, Britt's not going to get through her. And, like, you know?
I feel like if Britt Baker loses the champion, she'll still be champion.
No, she's the biggest star.
She's the biggest star, bro. I think Jade too, bro. I mean, I don't know.
That's why they're the two champions, though, because one, they were too scared to put them against each other, but they're the two biggest stars.
I feel like Jade is just natural
Jade
star, bro.
Jade,
you don't like Koley, don't like
I love her. I love Jade.
I thought you not have to use that.
Hey, I've been following Jade for like years because of her body, and then when she became a wrestler, I was just like, oh yeah, I love her to death.
I didn't know. Yeah, I peeped on her. I didn't know she was like a body. I didn't know who she was until AEW. But
I used to like her little cosplay and everything she did, and I'm into fitness and everything. And then I've been following her like since 2017. I'm following.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I feel like one more year, I feel like her wrestling will be a little bit more.
It could be a little better.
But I feel like she's a star, bro.
Like, yeah. I agree with you guys with Jade. I think Jade she looks like a star. She is a star. The only thing is the wrestling is the only thing, but I think like that as a presence, she has it down. And Britt just carries herself like a star.
Entrance is
like
crazy.
So those are the two top stars, and I just don't understand why Paige didn't confront one of them outside of Brandy. No disrespect to Brandy, it just
it's trash, man. It's trash. They're just trying to find something for her to do and put Brandy over. That sucks, but it's trash.
You can't disrespect the royal family, bro.
She just need to stick to that one line.
Speaking about royalty and top dollar.
Yo, and you know what's crazy too, bro? That people was dead dissing Cody Rhodes, but then he put in a fire match with Sammy Guevara, man.
And then he cut a fire promo. Like I said,
you can't say Cody Rhodes is trash. Yeah, Justin, I'm talking to you.
Whoa, you said Cody was trash?
I don't think Cody's trash at all.
You give me Cody's trash vibes.
I don't think Cody's trash.
And Daniel, yeah, you too.
I love Cody.
I just think that Jeff Jarrett had a bigger and better career than Cody Rhodes had.
He dead denied, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
Oh my God, he lost.
Bro, Cody Rhodes.
he lost to China.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody dressed up as a Stardust.
Cody Rhodes. So what? But bro, even with the
Stardust
gimmick, even with the Stardust gimmick, he still bodied that.
Cody's great. I never hated Cody.
Tim, I like Cody. I think Cody's dope. I just think some of the things Cody has said, I think Cody needs someone to oversee his promos. That's my biggest thing with Cody.
I'm just still holding a grudge against him.
And his promos, he starts doing things with buzzwords and like. Sometimes what I get from Cody these days is I feel like Cody is trying too hard. That's all. Otherwise, he's sick in the ring. He's a great wrestler. I enjoy watching him wrestle. He's good at talking. He's not a bad talker. He's good at talking. I just wish someone was like he would like take his promos, run him across someone that'd be like, hey, maybe like take this out, cut it down.
Yeah,
say this line. Like like this might be taken the wrong way from certain people. Like this might also be taken the wrong.
But what's being taken wrong? What's being taken wrong?
Lots of things. There's been lots of things. He's become very honestly, a lot of his promos, he really just sounds like a fucking heel. And if, like I said, if that's what he's doing intentionally, he's doing a good job. But if he's not doing it intentionally and he still wants to be cheered, he needs someone to like let him know, like, yo, you sound like Homelander. Like
maybe you just gotta take a break, go chill.
No, but I don't dislike Cody at all. I think he's a great wrestler, he's a great promo. I just think his maybe it's a booking of his AEW run as of. And we talked about this last week. If he actually did turn heel and then said F the fans and went after that world title,
and that's what I was looking for. I was praying for him to do that. He didn't do it. I was pissed. Turn heel and do that. You know what? I could uplift this. All right, I'm going for the AEW title.
Because he's so committed to like, I want the TNT title to never be considered like a secondary title, this and that. But it's also, bro, go after the world title. You deserve it. And like, we need you to do something different.
Facts, man. Cody.
He for sure would be a better champion than fucking Hangman.
Yeah, no disrespect to Hangman, but like I said about Hangman, he's always better chasing as the champion. If he lost to Bryan and had to chase the title again, the fans would have been so hard behind him again, like, go get it, Hangman. But now they're just the champion. It's like, oh, he's the champion.
So would you say Hangman gives you Tommy Dreamer vibes?
Okay, no. Hangman's dope. Y'all are sleeping on Hangman.
No, I'm saying, you know how how Tommy Dreamer never was really ECW champion.
Oh, okay.
And it was just better.
I'm not comparing Hangman to this. I'm comparing the booking. Hangman should have been booked like Stone Cold. Where he was so behind him. He won the title, and every time he won the title, he'd hold it for a couple of months or something because Vince would try to screw him out of that title, and then he always had to chase it again.
Yeah.
Because the fans love Hangman. They would continue to support him even if he lost out to get it back. Yeah. But instead of that, they're just booking him as like the strong champion. He should not be booked as a strong champion. He should be booked as a champion that keeps getting screwed out of his belt or some shit. Like if Bryan cheated and won that belt, people would have been pissed. It would have made Bryan a bigger heel, but then they would have been rooting for Hangman to get that belt back. We're more hyped to root for Hangman when he's on the chase. We're not hyped. Like I can't speak for everyone, but I'm not that hyped to root for Hangman as the champion. It's kind of just like, oh, he's the champion. Now what?
Yeah, and that's
I don't like babyface champions that continue to win. That is a me problem. I've learned that recently. I think I just don't like babyface champions that always win because eventually for me it gets stale. That's why even like 2017 AJ Styles run, like that got boring to me in mid 2018. So I'm just like, we've been doing this forever. He just keeps winning.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's a big part of why I never liked John Cena because he was a babyface that just kept winning, and that's why it's turning me off about Becky because I know she's a heel now, but that initially she was this babyface that kept winning. And I'm like,
That was bad booking with her when she was the man when she won.
Yeah, there's just nothing for me to sink my teeth into when someone's just a baby face.
But how many times she went against Lacey Evans? That was just bad booking.
Lastly,
yo, whatever happened to Lacey Evans?
She's injured. She's supposed to come back. I thought she'd be in the Rumble.
It said her and Bayley and Asuka gonna be back by Mania, so I'm curious what they're gonna do.
For real? How she got injured though?
Who? Lacey Evans? She got pregnant.
She had a baby.
Oh, I thought you said she got injured. Oh,
I did, but she had a baby. I just remember.
Had a baby here.
Okay, last but not least, guys.
I'm curious what they're gonna do with Bayley, and I'm curious what they're gonna do with Asuka for Mania. Ooh, can I have Sasha versus Bayley and have them a big feud?
That'd be dope.
CM Punk versus MJF.
That was a good match. That was a good match.
I enjoyed the shit out of it.
It's gonna be
one of my.
It was a good match.
I have a huge bias. Obviously, CM Punk's one of my favorites of all time, and MJF. He's an asshole, but we go back. There's a prior relationship between the two of us, so like we're cool.
That's your boy.
And
it's gonna be 50-50.
It was for me, like it was just cool to fucking see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna really throw it back, guys, because you can go into the TWC Show archives here on if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and you can type in MJF or Max Friedman or whatever, and you'll see like the 2 interviews I did with him in 2015 and 17. And I can almost promise you, I'm not 100% sure because we talked a lot back in the day. I can promise you on one of those shows. I can't promise. I shouldn't say. I'm almost sure on one of those shows we talked about CM Punk for sure. We talked about CM Punk. We talked about the pipe bomb and how like wrestling and yada yada yada. So the fact that he like got to work with CM Punk in a big match like that, for me, I was like, this is fucking cool. His dad even hit me up, and I was like, this is fucking cool. You know, sick.
So when do y'all think they're gonna put the title or have him go for the title? MJF, man. When is he gonna go for it, man?
I think it's gonna be a bit. I think he's in line for the belt soon, though. I think they're like even with the way this match played out. And first things first. That's CM Punk's first out since returning to wrestling after 7 years. His first loss in AEW.
Good.
To someone that he never talked about in the interviews, never said his name. He was saying people he want to work with, and it happened obviously in a fashion where like it didn't make Punk look weak. Like he cheated twice in that match. He beat Punk twice in the second city, but he choked him out with the tape first, and then the match got restarted. Then he beat him with the diamond ring and whatnot. But if you really watch the finish, like I remember first tripping out that the match was starting at like in my time, like it was like 6:15. I'm like, this match is gonna go 45 minutes. Like I was like, wait, what? And then obviously entrances went like 30 something minutes just for that single match, and it was really good. But once again, what played the major role at the end was Wardlow. And I think before MJF goes on for that world title, they've been teasing it since the inception of their pairing. Like since Wardlow and MJF have been together, they've shown MJF treat him badly, yell at him, push him around, make him do things he doesn't really want to do, yell at him about like I'm the one that pays you. Like we've seen the tension since day one, but as weeks have been going by recently, I feel like we're getting closer and closer to it. The way that Wardlow was staring at MJF at the end of the show and nodding his head like this guy's full of himself. Last week when it almost seemed like Wardlow didn't want to powerbomb CM Punk on the chair, but I was like, do it, like, or how he wanted to like finish a match against Punk when he wrestled them. And Wardlow could have gave CM Punk his first loss, but MJF was like, no, keep powerbombing him. I'm like, Wardlow's getting more and more fed up with MJF, and I feel like before we ever get to MJF against whoever the world champion is going to be, it's going to be MJF and Wardlow.
That'd be crazy. MJF and Wardlow.
See his thoughts. And also, like, is this the end of MJF and Punk, or does Punk get him again at Revolution?
It's gonna be 50. I said we know it's gonna be 50-50 booking with that. You know they're gonna go just like they did with Jericho and MJF.
What if Punk did MJF the favors and just moved on? Because we've seen Punk move on a lot. I still thought the Eddie Kingston thing was gonna go longer, and they just moved on.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
They're really big on doing that with Punk, where he just moves on.
Or Wardlow and MJF is like Diesel and Shawn Michaels.
They had a little bit of they planted the seeds for Wardlow versus Punk in the future too. Like they kind of like, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know. Like it's just the match was good. MJF got the win. Does Punk want revenge and want a clean match with no shenanigans
and like they go against each other? They put on another.
We get like a Punk and MJF cage match or something. I don't know.
I wish there was a belt on the line.
No DQ match. Let them go at it. And like I said, like it's gonna be money no matter what they do. Like especially if no DQ is involved and no.
And does Wardlow turn on MJF after that? Is that the reason why MJF loses? Because Wardlow turns on him or something? Like, is that how they do? Like, do we get Punk MJF again? Wardlow turns on MJF in that match, and then Punk moves on after that. Like I don't know, but I would recommend anyone to go watch a match, especially like if you're more of a modern wrestling fan and you want all the flips and kicks and ladders and tables and chairs and the fires and the thumbtacks and the oh my god, everybody's gushing in blood, like hardcore match. This probably won't be for you, but for me, like it was like an old school wrestling match like I grew up watching. And that's what I enjoyed about it. It wasn't a bunch of shenanigans, but it was like everyone hit their spots. I mean, Punk pulled out the Pepsi plunge for the first time in 17 years. Like they did some crazy shit, but it was just a good old school wrestling match, man. Like,
I fully enjoyed it. I just watched it again before.
They went through the crowd and stuff. They did some stuff that was a little over the top, but it was like like it was two guys trying to beat each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of hatred. Like I said,
how do you feel about it, Daniel? Punk and MJF.
I think it was good. I think it was good seeing Punk wear different gear finally, because like I'm very big on like gear and like the aesthetic of it. And, those trunks were actually from Extreme Rules 2010 when he fought Rey Mysterio in the hair versus hair match. I went back and looked at it. I was like, oh, that's from that time period. But
I like the fact I still like him with the long drums, like the tight long.
It's cool. I think him alternating back and forth is really dope. But I don't know if you guys pointed out the fact that MJF was wearing Yankees themed gear, and it's cool because he's from Chicago and he wants to piss Punk off, and Punk loves to talk about the Yankees and all that
stuff.
Yeah, and it's cool, man. I love what they're doing. The companies, has ups and downs like every other company.
Did Punk wear Yankees gear in Boston?
He did against Cena. Yeah.
Was it in Boston?
It was in Boston. 2012 Night of Champions.
Cena, Punk, yeah, he's all about that. I like the nuances. I think MJF has always been good at the nuances and the small details and everything he does. Obviously, Punk is very articulate about his matches and how he wants his matches to go, and like he's enjoying wrestling again. Man, what if the Forbidden Door person Samoa Joe? We get Punk and Joe in the same company.
Dude, that would be dope. Ring of Honor running back.
Joe, it could be Lee, it could be Cross, it could be Hardy, it could be Shane McMahon, it could be CJ Parker, Juice Robinson.
It could be that.
It could be Okada.
It could be that hiding right.
No, it could be Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
He was just in GCW. What if he makes his AEW debut? Jeff Jarrett returns to TBS. Fans will go crazy.
I'll change the channel and put it on 90 Days Beyond.
It's been 22 years since we saw Jeff Jarrett get fired on Nitro on TNT. Like, you know what I mean?
I'll take a picture with him though. I ain't gonna lie.
You're coming around, Tim. You're coming around. I appreciate it. We went from.
I'll take a picture just to troll.
Appreciation post to I take a picture with him. I think one step closer to getting Jeff Jarrett on Subway Mania. Yeah, but is there anything else you guys want to add about this week of wrestling? That's basically it.
That's really. Koley said he can't hear. But I feel like that's it. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for Wednesday.
I can't hear y'all.
Oh,
I can't hear y'all.
For real?
You hear us now? You hear us now? You gotta leave and come back in. Leave the studio, like the whole studio. You can probably get a phone call or something. If you do off your phone, if your phone rings, that's what happens.
No, I'm excited for Wednesday.
What's happening on Wednesday?
AEW.
Texas Deathmatch?
Nah, I just want to see who's debuting.
Oh, what's happening on Wednesday? I don't even know.
It's Texas Deathmatch Inner Circle team meeting, and someone's debuting to fight Isaiah Cassidy, breaking the forbidden.
I'm excited for that Isaiah Cassidy one.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be so crazy. One last prediction that would be so fucking crazy. That would fuck it. It would be like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Is if he just fucking he would get sued he'd get sued like a motherfucker.
Oh, Mustafa Ali.
If Ali just showed up on AEW,
that would be dope.
That motherfucker would breach his contract and get sued like a motherfucker, but really getting a message across like, oh, free Ali. Like he just shows up to fight Isaiah Cassidy.
Bro, but would it be worth it? Would it be worth it getting sued?
No, but I'm like he really wants to be released. Like he's not even hiding it.
But I'm saying, would it be worth it though, historic wise?
Not against
Hey,
Isaiah
yo.
Cassidy.
Oh yeah, true.
Like, it was like against a fucking, I don't know, Sammy Guevara, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson.
Nah, but Isaiah Cassidy.
Hey, man, Adam
Nah.
Page open challenge.
But Isaiah Cassidy's dead lit with Matt Hardy, and I mean, I don't know.
Are you a fan of this whole Matt Hardy fan?
Who?
Are you a fan of the whole Matt Hardy fan?
Yeah, I did like the whole Matt Hardy clan. Well, the original when it was Private Party and Matt Hardy, like, you know.
Oh, the three of them. No, I was cool with the three of them too. But when he started collecting tag teams,
Mm-hmm.
I fell off.
Yeah, nah, but I honestly like what Matt Hardy's doing. Like, I like how he has different personalities.
He,
we'll
and he's
see.
still keeping himself relevant.
Stuff up.
We'll see. Jeff Hardy's gonna come and everything's gonna change. Is there anything else you guys want to add? Are we good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good.
Is there anything you want to plug, Tim? Is there anything coming up down your way?
Yo, son, I ain't gonna lie, man. New Subway Mania. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited. I'm trying to get this done in 2 weeks. Well, trying to shoot it in 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to this year's gonna be nice.
Are you guys gonna open the forbidden door on Subway Mania?
Jeff
I'll do a video with Jeff Jarrett.
Oh shit!
Oh, what?
Oh, Tim's coming
Breaking
around.
news. You heard it here first.
Listen, Jeff Jarrett. I'm sure Jeff Jarrett's a great guy. I'm just not a fan of Jeff Jarrett, bro. Like, it's just real shit. Like, as a wrestling fan, I was never a fan of like that theme song is that fire though.
He's not hardcore country. Koley, do you have anything to plug?
Anything to plug? You know me, Title Tuesday, baby. Holla at me.
Right.
I'm going to New York. I'm about to be on Subway Mania. I'm about to come take over.
Yo, nah, for real, pull up, bro.
I'm gonna come get put through a table. I'm gonna put.
How far are you from New York, Koley?
I'm in Michigan, so yeah, I'm far.
Go. You should be on Subway Mania.
Hour and a half plane ride.
I know what I need you. I need you to show up at Subway Mania. I need you to wear like a black trench coat, a black top hat, and carry a guitar with you. And I just need you to smash Tim in the back of the head with a guitar.
I love it.
Ain't no Jeff Jarrett tribute to me.
I can't wait to be alone with my baby tonight.
Yeah, I'm tight. You know that song, bro. Yeah, y'all all know that song, but me. Justin Dead was singing that shit like last week.
I was.
That good, man.
On the go.
I fuck with Road Dogg. Road Dogg was nice. It's me, it's the D.O.
Road Dogg. Yeah, I made Road Dogg famous.
Daniel, do you have anything to plug?
Check out Dropkick Pod. I'll be at WrestleMania weekend. I'm gonna be at WrestleCon, hopefully doing some interviews. So be on the lookout for that.
I'll be there.
Oh, you're gonna be there too?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah, King Koley in the building. Talk to me, baby. Title Tuesday.
Yeah, the link's in my bio, guys. Get the hop in the Discord, read the articles. New articles dropping about the 5 AEW wrestlers that I wouldn't mind seeing in the WWE. Also, I'm writing an article right now on my top 10 favorite Elimination Chamber matches. Obviously, you guys know all my lists are my own opinion. If you don't need to agree with me, but these will be my top 10 favorite Elimination Chamber matches. That will also be at 1:37 p.m. sometime very soon. I just got to finish it up. I'm going to work on it tonight. And then also, guys, merch, TWCshop.com. The wrestling, honestly, guys, I don't know why you would want to, but all of my old reviews and all of my old predictions from like 2015 forward to like 2020, I reactivated the WrestlingClassic.com. I've had it. I took it down for a bit, but if you just want to go read my old reviews of old pay-per-views that happened from 2016 to 2020, and like see my predictions beforehand and see if I was right or wrong, go knock yourself out. Go to the WrestlingClassic.com. It's back up. Go check that stuff out. And I think lastly, I think that's basically it. Like merch, Discord, TWC. Oh, follow me on TikTok. I'm almost at 20K followers on TikTok, so like that's cool.
Oh man, hey, you shared me on TikTok, and I don't even be on there.
I shared one of your videos on TikTok. I was like, that's just hilarious. Yeah, is there something else you want to add, Tim?
Yo.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. When we doing this again? I'll be ready. I'll be back and better than ever.
Jeff Jarrett over Mickey James.
Oh man,
they're good, bro. You don't have to stay another hour and discuss this, man.
Yeah, I'm glad nobody said nothing about Mad Cat. That's all I'm happy.
One of them is a multiple world champion, and the other one's Mickey James. Why are you taking
Alex Wright? Yeah, he dead look like Alex Wright too. Look like Alex Wright.
I mean, Tim, please get fucking Daniel on Subway Mania, and all that happens, that music hits. Everybody pauses, and this guy just goes Subway starts doing the dance.
Bro, you put up, you get.
Bro, you know I'll do it.
And everybody, and like there's like cool lights like coming on just for him and shit.
Yeah, Daniel gonna get put through a table.
And then he just gets tossed at the other side of the sub. Like, what the
bro, you know I'll do it. Let me know. What's up?
He comes and does the dance, and everything pauses, then someone just comes and tosses him out.
Yo, wait, hold on. Before we go, man, Veer was spotted doing a dark match.
Oh yeah.
When I went to Raw, he did a dark match. Like he was Shelton Benjamin.
Damn, man, what's up with Shelton Benjamin?
We are done. We'll catch up with you guys all next week. Koley, hopefully you come back through. I'll let you know when we're doing it next. It's supposed to be earlier in the day. This one is a little bit my schedule. It's Saturday, Sundays, but my schedule is for a while in the weekend.
Hey, Sundays I'm always free, so I'm always down.
There you go. Tim, if you're not too cool for us and you don't get banned again, we'll hope to see you back on here. Daniel, I will expect to see you next week. And everybody else, man, keep doing the thing. Follow us all, show some support. Keep doing the thing. And hashtag free Ali, man.
Yo, shout out to Utz. Shout out to
Talk to me, baby.
Yeah, shout out to Utz.